Hi, good morning. It's a steady start for the equity markets here in India, with gains for the equity benchmarks hovering between about 1/3% and 0.5%. Right now, closer to 1/3% for the Nifty 50. Looking at some of the contributors to this, for the Nifty, you have about 30 gainers or so, 35 at this point, in fact. Gainers on the Nifty 50, and the top gainer of course is Tata Steel on the back of the very strong set of earnings that it displayed for the fourth quarter that was reported just recently. It is up in fact over 4%, and it has hit a fresh record. This was to be expected, of course, on account of the various price hikes that have been undertaken in steel over the course of the last year or so. JSW Steel also doing well on the back of that sentiment boost, and in fact even a couple of the other metal counters are doing reasonably well. Bajaj Auto is among the top gainers, so is Hero MotoCorp. So the auto pack is actually looking reasonably good. Among the other gainers, you have ITC, HDFC, Eicher Motors, Maruti, Coal India, all doing reasonably well. Not too much to speak about in terms of the losers, because they're not losing a tremendous amount of ground. UPL is a top loser with losses of about 0.8% as of now. HCL Tech looking a tad bit weak, down about 0.6%. So let's look at the sectoral picture then. Yesterday you had the banking pack that as a whole contributed to a large chunk of the gains, of course on the back of the relief measures that were introduced by the Reserve Bank of India early in the trading session. As of now, it's trading flat. It's trading unchanged compared with the close yesterday. The auto sector is doing well. You have the FMCG sector that's got gains of about 0.6%, and metals are really leading the run up today, up over 2% for the Nifty Metal Index. PSU banks are looking a bit weak, but IDBI Bank is the exception, of course, on the back of the divestment development that came in post-market hours or towards the end of market hours yesterday. Let's also look at the market breadth. Overall, market breadth is actually looking reasonably good at this point. In fact, you have two gainers for every losers for the broader markets. At this juncture, you have the mid cap and the small cap index that are not outperforming the benchmark. They're more or less keeping pace with the benchmark at this point, between 0.3% to 0.5% gains for those two benchmarks. What will you want to look at? Well, unfortunately, the pandemic is not ebbing. That was a hope over the last couple of days when you saw a decline in the number of daily cases. Today we're back up above 4 lakh, and that's going to be a cause for concern in the near term till you see a very clear downward trend, and hopefully that comes in the middle of May. That's when the expectation is that we will peak and we will start seeing declines. Till then, expect there to be a little bit of downward pressure. Of course, foreign institutions have been selling consistently. Domestic institutions have been buying, but not to the extent of the selling that has been taking place. That is more or less where we stand at the start. We'll have to